Alright, so in this lab simulation we are going to see what it's like to create a virtual machine within the CLI, which is the command line interface, using Bash instead of the PowerShell this time. So let's get started. As always, the first thing we are going to do is sign into our Azure portal using the Edge browser. So let's sign in now. Alright, now from the Azure portal here, we are going to open up the Azure Cloud Shell by clicking the icon here at the top. So if we were to go to virtual machines here on the GUI, we're going to see that this area is blank. There's nothing here, no virtual machines to display. So we're going to change that, and we're going to be using the Cloud Shell. So from here, we're going to pick Bash, and then we're going to get a you have no storage mounted, so we're going to do show advanced settings. And then from here, we're going to keep the resource group as the default. We're going to create our only cans storage. Or let me do storage only cans. And then the file share is just going to be Cloud Shell file share. Let me also do Cloud Shell storage only cans, Cloud Shell file share. Alright, everything looks good. We'll hit create. Oh, what happened here? Error 400, account name invalid. Let me go back. I might have been messing around too much. Let me see here. Let's go to, oh wait, hold on. Let's go to Bash, show advance. Okay, so we're gonna do Cloud Shell only cans, and then we're gonna do Cloud Shell file share, and then create storage. Alright, I think it's working now. I must have spelled something wrong or been messing around too much with the naming. Anyways, I think it's working now, so let's continue. Once this is done creating, we're going to use the CLI to create the virtual machine. There we go. That wasn't too bad. It felt like it took a lot longer on the PowerShell. So next we're going to create the resource group in the virtual machine. So we want to ensure that Bash is selected here in the upper left corner, which it is. And then we're going to verify the resource group we're using by entering this following command. So we are going to enter that command, hit enter. There you go. We can see that the resource group name, location, and that it succeeded. Next thing we're going to do, in the Cloud Shell, we're going to enter the command, and we're going to make sure that each line, except for the last line, is followed by a backslash character. If we type the whole command on the same line, we don't use any backslash characters, but that's not the case because we are within copy and paste format here for what they give us, so everything is done on one line, as you can see, with the backslash, except the final one. From here we just hit enter, and now it's going to take about a couple minutes to complete, and the command will create our virtual machine and various resources associated with it, such as storage, networking, and security resources. And if we were using the command line on a Windows computer, we're going to replace the backslashes with the caret command, which is like it's kind of like that greater than, less than symbol, but it's pointing upwards. So let's give this some time to run. Alright, so it's completed, it's done. Next thing we are going to do is let's go to the Azure portal and search for virtual machines. So let's go back to our home page here. We can close this out now. We're going to go to virtual machines, and as you can see, now we have my virtual machine CLI. Pretty cool. Alright, so now we're going to execute commands within the Cloud Shell with our new virtual machine. So let's open up the Azure Cloud Shell once more. Make sure Bash is selected up here because we're working with Bash. And we're going to retrieve information about the virtual machine we just provisioned, including the name, resource group, location, and status. And we're going to notice that the power state is running. We already saw that the power state was running on the GUI. You can see it says status running right here. But we're going to pull up all this information on Cloud Shell now. So let's copy and paste this command. We're going to hit enter. And now we're going to see all this information. Power state, VM running, location, East US 2. Here's our public IP address, resource group, and the name. Perfect. So now we're going to stop the virtual machine with this command. Right there. We're going to hit enter. And notice that the message says that the billing will continue until the virtual machine is deallocated. So if I were to go to home, virtual machines on the GUI, and, well, it didn't update yet. Oh, actually it's still running here in the CLI, so give it some time. We'll go to the home page for right now. There we go. So now it stopped running. Now this time if I was to go to the GUI here, now you can see that it says stopped. It doesn't say deallocated, but it does say stopped. Okay. So we're going to verify so we pretty much verified it through the GUI, but now we're going to verify it through this CLI here. We're going to use this command. We're going to hit enter. Now you can see that it says VM stopped. And that's pretty much it. That is pretty much it with our virtual machine. Last thing they want us to kind of look over is the advisor on the GUI here. So we can close this. If we go to our overview, you can see that we get information on different type of recommendations, and they're grouped by reliability, security, cost, performance, operational excellence, and all that good stuff. If we were to select the all recommendations here, we would get informations if we had privileges to our subscription. We would get recommendations by impact. We would get potential yearly savings. We'd get a list of different things that we can do with our subscriptions, and all of this would be under advisor, so we'd be getting recommendations basically. But if we were to go to all services and go to subscriptions, here's our subscriptions, but as you can see, we're unauthorized, insufficient privilege to see the billing data. So nothing's going to pop up within that advisors all recommendations area that the lab simulation suggests us to look at, because we're unauthorized. We can't see anything about the billing information, which the advisor is going to have information about billing. It's going to tell you how much money you could potentially save or what kind of impacts you can make on your subscription to save a certain amount. So I don't know why they really throw that step in, since like it's not really anything that we can see. But I think they just want us to be familiar that there is an advisors section, which is kind of like your control center on like your billing and your subscriptions, and how you can up the security, up the reliability, up the cost, or up the performance based on like your needs and what you need. And then yeah, if we were to have information here, we could download it with a CSV file, a PDF file. We can create alerts in case like something happened. If there was an impact that we crossed the threshold on, we can create an alert on that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We configured a Cloud Shell. We created a virtual machine using the Azure CLI, and we practiced some Azure CLI commands, and we viewed advisor recommendations. And as always, to potentially avoid any sprawls within our cloud network, we always want to delete what we're not going to be using anymore. So you delete, and that's all I got for you. Hope you learned something. Thanks for watching.